Today we're going to talk about the power of next. My name is Michael Barayev. I built a team of 150 plus sales guys. We did that in less than 2.5 years with zero money invested. And today we have a solar company that's growing like crazy from coast to coast like butter on toast. So the power of next. I use this all the time when it comes to sales, when it comes to recruiting and building teams. I always have this mindset. Next. Next, next, next. And the reason why I had this mindset is because, I never want to think that I have anything in the palm of my hands. I'm always looking for the future. I'm always looking for the next thing in life, whether it's the next business opportunity, the next customer, the next recruit. I'm always looking for next. The reason why is because, number one, it builds a strong mentality. I never want to get to the point where I feel like I have accomplished anything. I always want to feel like I'm always trying to strive for something, the pursuit of perfection. And the only way to do that is to actually have the mentality of next. Because what it does is, if I get a win or I get a loss, it doesn't affect me because I'm always focused on the next thing. So for example, in door-to-door sales, when I used to do that, knocking on doors, and I was literally focused on as I'm knocking on the door and I don't get the sale, I'm already thinking about the next door. I'm already thinking about the next customer. And every time I would get a sale, I would get a deal in the bag, in my mind, I'm like, all right, next. I wouldn't be sitting there and enjoying myself saying, wow, I got a sale today. I didn't care because I'm like, next. Next, next, next. And by doing so, what ended up happening, I created a very strong six-figure income relatively quickly, all because of the mentality of power of next. Because it made me stronger. I didn't get affected by the losses, and I also didn't get affected by the wins. A lot of people, they do very little and they expect this much, and they piss themselves off. So I always wanted to put as much action as possible, work my butt off, and you may say, Michael, that's not smart. That is smart because I already knew that no matter if I win or I lose, I'm going to get the results that I want to get. If I get a no or a yes, I'm still going to get what I want. And that's the mentality, right? So it makes you stronger because you don't get affected by the losses and you also don't get affected by the wins, right? Next, it helps you focus on the future. I'm not thinking about today. Everything I do is about the future. Well, Michael, you only live once, YOLO. I understand that, but I'm always thinking about the future because I thought about me being 30, 31 years old when I was 20, 25 years old. I thought about the next 5 years, the next 5 years, the next 5 years, and I'm always preparing myself for the next 5 years. Like right now, I'm already thinking about 35 and 40 years old, how am I going to live, how my life is going to be, where I'm going to be at, what kind of structure, because I need to focus on the future. So I need to prepare myself now. And when things don't go your way in a small relative, perspective, it doesn't really matter. Why? Because I'm focused on the future. Next, 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 right? Next. No pun intended. Never satisfied. The power of next makes you never, ever, ever, ever be satiated. And never makes you feel like you've accomplished anything in life. I don't want to feel like I've accomplished nothing in my life. I feel like I haven't done squat. I feel like I've done 1% of the stuff that I want to accomplish in my life. And the reason why is because I'm never satisfied. And this doesn't mean I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for God. I'm very grateful for the opportunities I've had. I pinch myself all the time saying, look, why did God bless me? I appreciate it so much, and I'm very grateful. But it doesn't mean I have to be satisfied. It doesn't mean I have to be okay, I'm good. No. I want to grow. I want to be better. I want to get to the next level. I want to get to the next thing. I want to get better and better and better and better. Growth comes from the power of next. You have to have that mentality if you want to succeed, because remember, one day you're going to hit your goals. Let's say, for example, your goal is to be a millionaire. And you have $1 million in your bank account, or you make $1 million that year as an example. You have $1 million net worth, whatever one of those are, right? Or a combination of those three. Now what? You're a millionaire. Now what's going to happen? You'll end up being depressed because you actually accomplish your goals. Accomplishing your goals isn't what makes you happy. It's the process and the journey that really makes you happy. I know we hear it all the time, but it's the actual truth. Think about it. Think about an actual goal you've achieved and think about what happened right after the goal. You're like, okay, now what? People that become multi-millionaires and they sell their businesses, they're always itching themselves trying to look for the next business, the next entrepreneurial thing, because they're like, all right, now what? So you have to think about that. What gets them excited is the power of next. If you have a goal that you're about to hit, change that goal for another goal that's bigger than that goal. Why? So you always be progressing towards the goal. And the reality is, and I made a video about this a long time ago, goals are not meant for you to hit them. The power of next is the mindset you need to have. Always be pushing for the next thing, and you'll never be depressed. You'll never be unmotivated. You'll never be like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. Because you're always focused on the future. You're always focused on next, and you're never satisfied. You're always hungry for more, okay? Next is momentum. When you don't stop and you keep going and going and going and going and going, by default, the compound effect kicks in, and you have massive momentum in your business. Massive momentum in your life. You want momentum, right? Momentum is your best friend. You want to have big mo on your team. But in order to have momentum, you need to focus on next. And if you have 2 sales today as an example, you don't stop and go relax on the beach. You go all in. You want to go for 3 sales and 2 sales and 3 sales and keep going and going and going and going. Next, 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 next. Michael, it's not healthy. I understand that you say that it's not healthy. But being successful is not always the healthiest way to go by it, in my opinion. Like, maybe I don't want to do the healthy way. Maybe I just want it. Now, if you want to do the healthy way, the slow way, God bless you. But I wanted the fast way. I want to do it the right way. And the right way is the healthy way. Because this, to me, is healthy. I don't want to get demotivated because I didn't have enough sales in my pipeline. Now I have a cancellation. Now I'm screwed and I got a chargeback or reversal. I don't want that. So I want to have as many customers as possible in my pipeline. So if 1 or 2 cancel, it doesn't affect me because I'm already focused on the next customer. I'm not worried about the customer that canceled me yesterday. I'm not worried about the customer that said no to me 2 days ago. I'm not worried about the customer who called me last week and said, you know what, we're not going to go with the project. I'm not worried about that because I'm focused on next. I'm not worried about the recruit that quit on me today because I'm focused on the next recruit. I'm focused on hiring the next person, the next team, the next office, the next this, the next that, right? Last thing, I never lose. With the power of next, you can't lose because you're not focused on winning or losing. You're focused on progression. You're focused on the next thing. You're focused on the next, and you never, ever, ever get demotivated. So this helps a guy like me who's very emotional. This helps me a lot because I'm never stuck in one place. I'm always progressing. I'm always moving. And by doing this, it helps me accomplish all my goals. And by the way, I'm not fazed by them either. When I made $1 million, it didn't faze me. I was like, all right, great, next. I had a next goal. My goal was 2 million, then 5 million. And it starts growing and growing because I'm not worried about hitting the goal. I'm not worried about the target. I'm always focused on the power of next. So what I want for you to do is think about what are some things you can focus on to get yourself to the next level? What are some things you can focus on to empower yourself with the power of next? I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments. Let me know likes. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as again, I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 100K, 1,000 subscribers. So I'll see you guys in the next video.